Hello to you all, my dear friends, and welcome back to another episode here in the beautiful and wonderful Rontown. I nearly said Franktown. We're here in Rontown, v2, playing sim settlements, Franktown versus Rontown. Yes, all these years of recording videos, I'm very good at introductions, as you can tell. I've been enjoying this series so far. I must confess, I am having fun, of course. I really don't have fun playing this video game, or at least specifically settlement building. Excuse me, I just ate my lunch, so yeah, and I'm having coffee now. So deadly unprofessional, man. I'm such a 2013 content creator. It's very bad. So excuse me, you haven't missed a whole lot, I don't think. I've mostly just been pottering around, mostly trying to just get the food situation sorted. I'm a little bit confused because we have 11 out of 11 food now, but the meter on the left is not saying we have full food, so I don't know if that's just a little bit behind or if we in fact need more food than what the meter is indicating. It might be a Conqueror thing that I'm not aware of. I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments down below because I'm very bad at this. I did put a house in here. Did it fit? Oh, wait, no, this isn't the right plot. I don't think it built the plot I told it to build. You rude boy. Yeah, it's definitely not the right one. Choose building plan, blocks. Just so you know as well, I'm recording this back to back, 3 episodes in a row without publishing anything, so I haven't as yet read your comments, so don't be all tilted at me if I'm not incorporating your suggestions just yet, but I will cut it here and wait for further feedback before progressing. So you got the farming situation sorted. All this residential area is full, hence putting a house in there. I don't want to knock that building down. I like it. But we'll have to figure out where to put more housing from there. Perhaps, maybe in this episode, we can stretch to building the first node of housing that I described earlier. Maybe off the back of this. This is a cool little plot. And I do remember this existing previously. What thing do we... Wasteland Laundry. Yeah, I like this one. Because it's kind of already close to the edge. It's kind of like getting toward the thing there, so we can put some other plots off the back of that and make it look like a thing. It's near the corner? No. It is not, but it's alright, we can go from there. But we'll go from there out, you know, towards the edges. Maybe we can even do something with this. I don't know. We'll see. I try to not knock things down where I can help it, believe it or not. But for the start of this episode, I wanted to work with y'all on the entryway, like I was describing to you at the end of last episode, or sometime last episode. Look, we got oh geez, man, nothing, man. We got a Morty, very provocatively dressed, I might add. He's working the fishing farm over here, but we're gonna work on the defense entryway. As you can see, I have been noodling because I just wanted to get a little bit of a leg up before starting recording. Yeah, he's down there working the fishing wharf. Such a dope plot. That's an Eldarth plot. Magnifique. Well, I don't know why I did that. So, defense. As you can see, the meter on the left, we're a little bit low on defenses. And it's not going to come a second too soon because just earlier I did a fast travel and we got ganked. We got raided. We got a raider there. We got some raiders down there. Listen, it's real rude. But what I'm trying to do, and look, let's do cheat codes here real quick. These are the, it's Triforce! Oh, I didn't even mean that, I swear. I'm gonna move my microphone slightly, hang on. So yeah, these are the plot spaces from Sim Settlements, like so as to, you can make nice, clean, even spaced plots on a radius. These are the 60-degree ones, which as you can see, make a very nice, tidy wedge shape. I noticed when I was doing some flyover stuff before for the B-roll footage, we've got a nice wedge shape that runs here. This is the main road, and that's how, and that's another road there. So it's like this junction here. Oh, there's junctions everywhere. So I'm gonna have to puzzle on that. But there's a nice junction here, and then we've got a nice sort of path that naturally progresses here, and then there's like another little junction here, and another little. See, there's a darker road here. Make no mistake, when you're up close, it's very clearly demarcated as a walking path section. So yeah, there's this kind of nice, cool, natural layout that exists, which I want to mess around with. So, I'm gonna cough again. I can't take any more medication for this. I'm gonna destroy my whole body. Oh man, that's a real spanner in the works. So just looking at how we've got this nice progression here too. It would seem a shame to ignore that. So maybe we do just work on a right angle. Can we work on a right angle? Are we inside our bounds here? Yes, from this point we are. So we could. Let's see. I'm just puzzling here. So we'll have to nuke that, which is fine. You're getting inside the fourth wall here, and it would be easier. We can put this tree cluster back because I've got mods for that. Don't even trip. I'm gonna real quickly, just for the sake of some convenience here, put in actual scaffolding, insofar that I'm using it as a scaffold. What would be the best option? Probably regular wood floors. Have we got big Jumboni ones here? I think those are as big as it gets, right? 2x2 foundation, but I don't want the floor on it, you know? And sim settlements. We might have something in homemaker structures. Lag, don't crash, please. Okay, we're good. Structures. This might have wood floors. No, that's just the regular shack floor. And sim settlements does not have a foundation without legs, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna have to do this the old school 2x2 strat, or 1x1 strat, I suppose, technically. We have enough variation in color here, right? Yeah, we got at least 2 different blokes, so that's cool. It's actually hard to judge from up here. So what I'm trying to do is roughly follow the contour of this road, and also follow the contour. It's like approximately 90 degrees, not actually, but it's sort of near enough, you know. And I'll have to mess with the height map and all that sort of thing, but I'm just, you know, it's fodder for the start of the episode, basically. So that's pretty good. And it could probably come this way. Wait, for you it's that way. No, I had it right. It needs to go that way. That way. It has to go further from here. It has to go this way. I got it. There you go. Good God. What am I doing with my life? Right? So now, I think I twisted it a little bit. But like if I screwed it a little further out, right, so there, I'll probably end up deleting that tree too. So that's gonna go down roughly in the right direction. And I'll probably do like testing off camera with running fences down it. And then that goes there, which is pretty good, right? That looks pretty saucy. I was, oh my God. You'll remember I mentioned, well, you may remember I mentioned that I was thinking about doing a wire fence thing, which could look pretty cool. And maybe we'll still look to incorporate it at some points in here, in this entryway. I guess I can delete these now. Because I think we're in a pretty good spot. But this whole sort of like, this coming out to a point here, I think is really nifty, because then, basically, let's get just a few of these. Slap them in randomly. Ah, hello, sir. This video game. Oh, maybe we will want a substructure on the underneath after all. We'll have to see how it looks once we actually stick the fences on. So then, and this is from PC Doug's Builder Wall, but I think these giant, massive walls are incorporated to a whole number of different mods. I've seen them floating around everywhere, basically. Like, I've accidentally come across them, basically. So that should go like so. Yeah. Oh, I can turn that off, can't I? There we go. And I'm good at this game. I remember all the shortcut buttons. Don't even trip. Yeah, green boy. Oh, that was a whiff, though. That's got to be like that. That'll do for now, just to get a feel for what that's going to look like. That is some imposing shiz. Holy smokes. Now, if I were to keep this going... And we do have nice bendy structures as well in this junk fence shenanigan. Like some of these give a nice sort of like... They give you a slight bend to the thing. To the line of the fence, I suppose I'm trying to say. So that could be a way to do things. I'm just wondering if this is just too gigantor. Basically. But then if this is like a full hunkered down, you know, if this is a jewel of the Commonwealth, you know, this is like a fortified area in the world that is Sim Settlements Conqueror, you'd expect that we have some serious hubris going on, right? Ron's a man of resources, so listen. So that's going to funnel up to there, and that's like pretty cool. And then you come into this sort of, but then I don't know if I want this to be an entryway. That's another point worth noting. So why would you run a fence up to a spot where you can't get in? Makes no freaking sense whatsoever. Classic. And I don't want it to have a completely fenced off sort of vibe. Man. This is where Twitch is kind of cool because you can interact and ask these questions of your peoples in real time. But alas, that is not currently an option. See, that just runs up to a point. So it's kind of like a... What am I trying to say? Almost like a scout's tower, I suppose, for lack of a better term. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? So like it's like a lookout post, you know what I mean? Yeah, it could be a lookout post. You could argue it's a lookout post, maybe, kind of, sorta. Kind of like just a pinch point, right? So you'd have like a defense plot up here and some turrets and all that sort of jazz. And then maybe from there we'd have the wire fencing sort of situation. But then you know you can't mix and match. That always ends up looking really weird. It always ends up looking really weird. I'm puzzling real hard. Don't even trip about it. Then if that's going to be a defense point there, it could end up working. You know, it's all well and dandy to completely block off a settlement just by like putting walls all the way around it, but that's kind of boring. It works, I suppose, in a technical sense, but like, what's the point? So maybe what I'll do is some kind of, like, we'll bring this around and maybe just kind of make a giant rectangle, basically. So the walls come along to here and run back. Well, not run back, but you know what I mean. Maybe we even wall the inside. That could look cool, actually, if we have walls on the inside as well. So make this like, what's the thing called on the top of a wall? You know, where the cool guys hang out, like in Lord of the Rings at Helm's Deep, where they're talking up on the. Is it ramparts? Ramparts? Maybe it's ramparts. I'm going to insist it's ramparts. Fight me IRL in the comments. I'll probably lift this a little bit more as well, get it higher off the floor. But I think that's a start. Yeah, I think that's a thing. But I should probably stop fussing about this on camera and just get to building. And maybe I don't know how much. I'm trying to keep these episodes reasonably succinct in terms of focus, you know, do one thing per episode, and like thematically speaking. So yeah, I think we'll focus on the entryway. I'm going to need some time to myself, however, to get this up and running. So we got 5, maybe, the spawn settler button isn't causing trouble. We got 5 and 4 and 9, but I've pressed that more than twice to make up for the 11. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm just rambling now. I'm going to disappear and see if I can work this out, and I'll show you what we've done. And if time permits, we'll work on something else in this episode. So I will BRB. Okay, so quick midway interjection for y'all. I was just working through trying to make this whole front fence thing work, and I came to the realization that I hated it. I hated it. It was just far too bulky. It's like, I've been there and I've done that. I've done the whole gigantic wall sort of thing. So yeah, I mentioned the whole notion of what I've kept calling nodes, and you know, thinking of it more in terms of residential arrangements, but I haven't even exclusively used it just in residential arrangements, so I'm not sure why I didn't think of it before, but I've torn down all the walls that we set up, and I tried to break it down from the perspective of just start at one point and then work out from there, rather than trying to just set up this massive, like, pile of walls. That's wrong. That's got to be up. Oh, I got object snap off. Classic. Up? No? Where do you live? Hello? No, that was correct. It just it looks weird next to the corner wall. So yeah, I decided I need to break this down into chunks rather than just trying to do one gigantic massive run of things. And so here is where we are at. It's a little bit too close to the road, but that's okay because we can kind of end that there. I might put one more wall and see what that looks like. But anyway, I just wanted to demonstrate to you what I'm trying to do rather than sort of just unveiling that everything's done. Wowee, look at us go. So here's a node with a defense plot on top of it. Here's a secondary node that I've made, and then I put a little, very vanilla defense plot up here because it just works nicely up on this mound, right? And then what I'm going to try and do is, maybe we can do it real quick on camera together. Because you might be thinking, yo, Kluger, you're a real stupid boy because like raiders and junk can just walk straight through here. Alas, I want to make these nodes look connected, and that's really important to the whole idea of making this thing look cohesive and interesting, I suppose. What am I doing? I want a fence, junk fence. Just I want to try and put one here, see if that looks any better. Hello? Will it let me do it? I suppose is the question. I could put another corner thingy on. That looks ridiculous. So I probably want to get rid of this individual. There should be two different types of corner piece, right? There's that corner. Is there only, wait, hang on, yeah, there, that one. That's the other corner. Subtype corner, bro. There we go. That looks like a thing. And then what I want to do, and maybe I'll put fences and stuff, excuse me, underneath here as well, but I just like the look of the height. So then, actually, no, I think what I want lives within the realms of Homemaker, but I'm sure there are other mods that have it too. Does Thematic and Practical have it? I doubt it. This is more like furniture and cool. Oh, they got guard post. Oh, this is like guard post components though. Ooh, no, it's got some cool stuff. Yeah, I forgot about those. Yeah. But no, I don't think they have what I want. But I'm pretty sure Homemaker does. Is fences? Yeah. It's like good old chain link. You see this stuff everywhere, right? And we could do a little bit of cheat code strats with resizing with place anywhere, but just like whatever one, right? And you can even just sort of like make believe that's sort of just been integrated into the building structure, so as it were. Maybe it would make more sense to like have it here on a bit of an angle, so that post makes sense. Or I could use any other piece, I suppose, as well. You know. Put it like there. Kind of works. I don't know if that's quite the right one. Maybe a smaller boy. A smaller chunk. No, not a door, obviously. And those are all the nice new ones. The, like, not broken ones. Even, oh, almost. Not quite big enough. This one? They all come with posts. Which is a little bit annoying. Oh, no, that one doesn't. Right, so maybe we could just be like, inset a little bit. Shrink it down, perhaps? Yeah. Let's get at it from the other side. Skeet. So we could probably really finesse it. And yeah, you've got to, as with a lot of things in the realms of Fallout, you've got to kind of, maybe it would look better inset actually. You kind of got to play make-believe a little bit and, you know, assume that the individuals have built this with some level of logic. Hang on, what was I aiming for here? No, I think it would look better with the post after all. But you get the idea, right? You see what we're going for. I'm sure of it. Actually, that looks pretty good. It's like you can't look too closely, right? But that looks like it's been wrapped around this post here. Does that make sense? So we just maybe slide it over a fraction. Now, obviously, it serves the functional purpose of no one can get in here. But it just looks kind of cool, too. So I've got a defense plot in here as well, which I need to actually set. I don't know what I've got in the realms of options. So we do have an armory here. Ah, but that's not the one I want. Battlefield scavenger. We want a left entry. Field hospital, that doesn't quite make sense up here. Security office could work. Pathable on all three sides. Let's put that there. And then from the outside, this should look at, man, our defense has plummeted. Because apparently a bunch of new people turned up. 59 happiness? Wow, I don't know how much that matters in Conqueror. The whole Conqueror really changes how all this stuff works, right? Can you let me know down below in the comments so I don't get too tilted? Because I hate seeing that happiness plummeting. That looks good though, right? I really dig that. So I'll probably do something again similar here across this bit. Make this all blocked off and good and safe, etc., etc. Then repeat the process here. Just add a node every once in a while, whatever you might want that to be. And it should look fine and dandy. Or so I would think. And you can probably chop and change between using different fence types to interlink them. I'll show you another example real quick because I was heavily short vis-a-vis housing, and so I needed to add some houses. So you can see I've done this off camera as well. So this was the original little house that we had already in place. I added another regular foundation here, but then we've got this cacophony over here, which you can see I've added foundations manually myself. It's got this nice big height, and it's all sort of blocked off from this side, but we've got little viewing windows too, which work out really nicely. So you can access this from here, and you come down to here. Actually, I'm going to have to change this plot type because that is gross. The plot itself is really cool, but just the overhang. This is probably designed to be on the floor somewhere. So I can put a plot in here as and when I need it, which I probably do. No, because these guys are okay. I'll figure that out. But then you come up here. So like it's this whole random weaving nonsense, but I really like how it sort of all comes together. That's going to need some support. Let's put a scaffold on. Underneath that individual. Skew. Lag. We're good. Bit of scaffold will just break up the monotony too because it's very woody here. But yeah, I would really like some suggestions vis-a-vis. Oh, it looks like there's not a scaffolding subtype. Haha. Very good. Can I put a scaff here? Will a scaff piece snap here? Oh, thank goodness. Here we go. So there's a bit of everything, you know. We're a resourceful bunch around here. Yeah, any advice you have vis-a-vis Conqueror, that would be really great. Because I played it once upon a time, but I'm clearly very rusty and I don't remember all the rules. But anyway, I've showed you the thing. I'm going to finish off building it and I'll show you where we land once it's all done. BRB. Alrighty, my friends, I think we are about there for the day. This still definitely needs work, but in all honesty, I'm starting to run out of a little bit of steam. The game just crashed on me while I was working off camera, which was, I didn't lose much progress, but it was slightly annoying. And I think I've recorded enough for today, to be perfectly honest, but things seem to be going really quite well. I really like how this is looking. I've got a little bit of flyover footage for you to demonstrate what I've been going for, and I think it looks really good. Splitting it into sort of modular chunks rather than just spamming wall after wall after wall, I think works really, really well. And just kind of creates a different and I think better aesthetic while still functionally working in terms of keeping baddies out, or at least being able to make a direct beeline into the settlement. So yeah, we've got just defense plots broken up by chain link fence, which in the Homemaker mod these actually snap together, which is really super duper nice. These are unmanned as of yet, but that's cool. It will hopefully change in future. But I've got to basically read up on Conqueror stuff once again, and of course, I've got to get rid of these stairs; they don't belong. Any tips or tricks you might have would be really, really helpful. I did a little bit of reading just on the tooltips and that kind of thing, and yeah, so to an extent, food just goes into resources for your warriors, etc. So I think that's why the food reading is inaccurate in terms of how much we need. But then you capture vassals to feed you food. Oh yeah, we got these blokes. Look, I got a spare Greg, let's go. So those are the special recruits you get from Ron in the Franktown versus Rontown mod. You can recruit these badasses to be blokes for you. And I think I've got him assigned to be a warrior. If he sits still for a minute, yeah. So I can actually attack settlements with a Greg army, which we might have to try at one point in time, which would be really super dope. So yeah, I do need to figure that out, and whether, again, relying on you all in the comments to confirm whether I can recruit regular settlers just to work here and man all these settlements, because I guess I'm trying to do this hybridized thing where I wanted to experience the Franktown versus Rontown Conqueror aspect of things to a certain extent, or at least I suppose use the faction rather than just using it cosmetically. But also I do want to focus on building, so I don't know if it's kind of a dichotomous, or two dichotomous desires that I'm working with here, whether I can focus on a big fancy building thing and like having a live feeling city while also being able to do Conqueror stuff. I'm not 100% sure. So, like I said, I rely on all of you to confirm or deny whether I can manage or whether you have tips on the best way we could approach this moving forward. But nevertheless, I'm really liking how this is starting to shape up. So, yeah, we've got a lot more work to do, a lot more people to get this place working. But yeah, I think it's looking really cool. I'll probably try finish off this a little more, or make it a little more, I guess, structurally sound. Close this off, for example. Maybe bring it around to the corner here. I'm not really sure. But basically lock off this area. Maybe put another defense plot up on here. And sort of take it from there. I think that's all I've got to show you for now. Because, yeah, I've just pretty much added these fences in. Tidied it all up. And I think it's looking pretty boss. So, I think that's all I've got. Yeah, cool beans. Whew. Anyways, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Like I mentioned, comments, questions, suggestions down below in... well, the comments section. I hope to see you again in the next one. My name is Kluger, and you all have a very good day.